Son of a bitch.
Groovy.
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Predator, the 1987 sci-fi classic action film that I absolutely adore. I made a video based on this movie a long time ago, and it was one of the first videos that I ever put out, and frankly, I feel like I've improved a lot since then, so I want to give kind of an updated take on it and explain why this is my second favorite film of all time. Without a doubt, I absolutely love this movie. I've seen it over and over again. There's no movie that I've seen more because I love it so much. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, he plays the leader of a group of soldiers that go into the jungle, sent there by the CIA to try to track down a previous group that was sent in there, and they go in there and they're looking for their friends, and unfortunately they find their bodies that have been skinned and they're all dead, and they have to kind of deal with the emotional impact of that, and they take out these group of guys that they feel like might have been responsible, and as they're still in the jungle and they're looking at maybe getting their way out, all of a sudden they come across this predator, and it's this alien creature that has come to Earth to hunt, and it has his eye on them because they are fearsome and they're worthy opponents. And throughout the rest of the film, they're trying to track down the alien to take it out in order to survive, and the alien's trying to take them out, and these guys, you know, they just drip machismo from their every pore. Arnold, of course, as their leader, absolutely rules the roost, and he's a very fearsome and guy that you would not want to mess with. And this was at the height of his, you know, being completely jacked, and he's just awesome on film. Very charismatic and a lot of fun to watch, and a guy that you feel like could hold his own with an alien like the Predator. And they have the mano a mano fight at the end that is freaking awesome, and you know, he absolutely kind of rules the guys around him with an iron fist, but you can tell he also really cares about them. He's just an awesome character and does a great job in this movie. Personally, my absolute favorite of his, as you probably figured out by the fact it's my second favorite film of all time, and it just does a great job. And they introduced the Predator in this movie, and there's a reason why it's become an absolute classic figure in the film world, and there's so many actual action figures of it because it's just such an awesome creature. I mean, the design of it when you see it with its mask on is freaking awesome, and then later when it takes it off and you see its mandibles and just you wouldn't you would not want to mess with it. And it has its awesome futuristic weapons, and it can cloak its presence so you can't see it, and it you know, it's just such a scary creature. And the way in which the story plays out, where it's so rad, where they set up the fact that the Predator comes to respect Arnold's character, and instead of using any of its weapons decides to take him on mano a mano. I think just such a brilliantly told moment, and just such a perfect ending to this film, and just great. And then I personally think that one of the major strengths of this movie is the fact that you come to care about every single member of the team. I mean, my personal favorite whenever I was growing up was I loved Billy. He's the tracker of the group, and he understands the jungle better than anybody else, and he has this really well-defined code of honor, and decides that like there's a moment later on in the film where he decides he's going to take on the Predator even though everybody else is running from it. I think it's freaking awesome. I absolutely love his character. He has there's this moment early on where he has this kind of like belly laugh that is just so memorable, and I just absolutely love Billy. And there's so many more. There's a character by the name of Anna, and she's the only female lead of this film, and basically they take her hostage from the group of guys that they kill early on because they want to take her back so that they can kind of get information from her. But then she is the only one who sees the Predator early on, so she kind of has the information and is explaining what the Predator is to the rest of the guys, and she does such such a marvelous job on this speech that comes kind of out of nowhere, and it's not really what you expected from this film, because at the beginning of this movie it kind of feels like it's going to be this kind of humdrum, brainless movie, which I personally feel it's anything but. I mean, yeah, there's lots of action and there's lots of like I said, machismo dripping from everything, but from the moment she gives this speech explaining their situation, I think the movie kind of really goes to a whole new level, and she's really responsible for a lot of the stakes in the film, because throughout the rest of the movie all the dudes are trying to protect her because she doesn't have the same kind of training that any of them do. So I think she's a very cool character. And then you have Jesse Ventura's in this movie. He plays a character by the name of Blaine, who's going around with this Gatling gun. This is one of the coolest weapons ever seen on film. I mean, in all reality, of course, when you're watching it you realize that it would be completely unusable. I mean, the amount of power that it has, you could completely be knocked down. There's no way any human being would be able to hold on to it, but who cares about all of that? I'm just watching the kick-ass film, and the destruction that thing can unleash is just absolutely awesome. Then you have his best friend in the film, Mac, played by Billy Duke, who just, I think, is just so great in this movie. He's one of the other characters that early on sees the predator, and kind of his reaction, the mental degradation that he goes through, and where he becomes almost like more beast than man, and based out of fear and grief and all that. I think he plays the character to perfection, and it's just, I mean, absolutely one of the highlights of this film. When I was growing up, one of my brother's favorite characters was Poncho. Basically he has this awesome weapon that's like half gun, half grenade launcher, and he's just a really cool character as well, and somebody that you really invest in. And he's kind of one of the more silent characters that are there, but he's very solid. He's reliable and great. And then you have Hawkins, who's played by Shane Black, the writer director that we know from so many movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, who's just, you know, just such a visionary guy, and somebody who I absolutely love seeing his films, with notable exception of Iron Man 3, which I'm not a big fan of. But he's kind of like the nebbish, nerdy, bookish guy, and it's funny because when you first get introduced to him, you're almost wondering how he could possibly be a part of this group, but he does actually add a lot to it as well, which you figure out, because he's the guy who kind of figures out a lot of these situations early on, and I think he's really cool. And then the other leading character beyond Dutch, who's played by Arnold, is Carl Weathers' character of Dylan, he's basically the representative of the CIA guy, and he's become a bit of a pencil pusher, which is hilarious because they explain that early on. But at the same time, there's a moment that's in the intro to this video where him and Arnold like grab hands and they're trying to, and like the guy is just absolutely ridiculously ripped too, which I think so to see him as the pencil pusher of the group is really funny, because he's just jacked like anybody, like nobody's business. And in any other movie, the guy was the lead of Action Jackson for a reason, right? So I absolutely love the characters of this movie. I think the story is very well told, very simple and easy to understand, but extrapolates on its concept to perfection. I absolutely adore this film and watch it over and over again and never get bored of it. I love the music, I love everything about it, and I can't wait for a new Predator movie that's actually being made by Shane Black, which I think is really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. So those are my thoughts on Predator. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you're a fan, if you love it, if you hate it. If you hate it, whatever. Other than that, please hit that like button, hit that share button. Makes it much more likely that other people will come check out this video, which is something I would absolutely love, because I love talking to people about movies. And if you haven't done it yet, or you just are new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so that we can talk about movies. Other than that, have yourself a good day.